Hey there, gamers. It's me, Elijah. You know, that one guy, from band. My most memorable moment of band was when we were finishing the final set for Coven, the final act. I don't remember what it was called. And I think it was either Anshul or Ian who decided, oh, let's make this embarrassing moment from Elijah's freshman year where he broke his leg third wheeling with his friend into a vocal in the show. So then, even during championships, I would hear from all sides around me, I'd hear Elijah broke his leg ice skating. And it's just something. My most embarrassing moment was probably that the one championship game one competition we went to last year when tape crew was stuck setting up tape on the track, and it was the worst because in front of all these bands we were trying to set down tape and it wasn't working because the tape wasn't sticking to it. So then even though we were trying to finish it, Bird just called us to go set, and we had to go set because we were about to go on. So just having to see my wonderful tape just run amok, trashed upon, it's just a horrible sight to see. I'll definitely miss making the field show every year. And the people that I've become friends with and playing with them, making a field show with them. It really was something being in this program.
Hello, I'm Logan Julian, and this is my band thingamajigger questionnaire. So the first question would be, what is the most memorable moment? And the most memorable moment, it's stereotype, but definitely getting third place at champs. That was definitely a very memorable moment. But more unique would be Guys and Dolls in December. We rehearsed for Guys and Dolls, and eggnog season is December season, and I love eggnog. So I would always get eggnog. And one of the days, I had to bring the carton of eggnog to rehearsal. So the entire rehearsal, I was just swigging the eggnog carton basically the entire time. And everybody just thought it was super weird. But I was the true victor because I got delicious eggnog and some nice fun music. Moving on to the next question, it would be, what is your most embarrassing moment? And my most embarrassing moment would probably be when, during lunch, we go to eat, and I wanted Carl's Jr. because Carl's Jr. is the best. And for some reason, they just decided to take their time, and it took over 30 minutes for them to make my food. And when I finally got it, it was 8 minutes left till I had to be back. So I had to sprint back to the band room, and I just got just the shake and a bunch of stuff all over me. Now I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, continuing on. It ruined my shirt, and it was just awkward. Another awkward moment is in Guys and Dolls. We all went into the bathroom and we decided to do the Fortnite dance because it was I don't know, it was funny, I guess, and we got caught, and that was an awkward talk. But lastly, going on to what I will miss the most would definitely be the friends and family that I've made in band, and all the inside jokes and all the fun I've had throughout the years. I'm definitely going to miss that the most.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Before I begin with my senior video, I want to give a big shout out to Bird, the man, the myth, the legend, my amazing clarinet section family, and everyone else in band. So with that in mind, let's take a trip down memory lane with me about my 4 years of band. So to start off, most memorable moment, I actually have 4 for all the years. So freshman year, I would say my most memorable moment was getting to spend my first year of band with my brother, Drake, who was a senior at the time. Sophomore year, I know this is cliche, but sometimes you gotta be a little cliche, would be winning 3rd place at championships. Junior year would be not having a field show, but we pulled something together, and so that was great. And also being band manager my first year. And finally, senior year, I have so many favorite moments of senior year, but my one favorite would be at the showcase after we were taking photos. Katie ran up to me, yelled my name, and just picked me up bridal style and said she was gonna miss me. And that just made my heart melt. Most embarrassing moment, I've had plenty, trust me. but the one OG one would be my freshman year. I got the wrong size ankles. Got a size 6 in men, which is an 8 in women. I'm a size 6 in women, doesn't work. So I tried double socks, didn't work. I tried 3 layers of socks, close, but not enough. It was the 4th layer of sock where it fits. So every competition, every football game, every time we performed, 4 layers of socks. And finally, what will I miss most about band and Bonita? Everything. I will miss everything about band. I will miss Bird, the atmosphere of the family we had, my friends, the band bus for sure after football games and competitions, and getting to play music with you guys. So thank you for making my senior year one of the most greatest ones, and for teaching me that the very best things in life happen unexpectedly. Love.
Hi. My most memorable moment of being a part of band for 4 years was obviously Coven. Being able to come home and take home 3rd place was just an amazing feeling, and we just worked so hard, and I'm so proud to be a part of that. So yeah. An embarrassing moment, probably have to say when I had the big ice bucket poured over my head the first day of band camp. Yeah, it was pretty bad. But then I guess another part is when I had to jumpstart Mr. Bird's car, but then we couldn't find the battery in my mom's car, so I ended up having to leave him. So yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of embarrassing moments, but I honestly don't remember all of them because there's too many. But then also, I'm honestly just gonna miss being a part of a family. Like just walking around school and seeing everybody in band, you know that there's always someone there. You know that there's always someone there that you can count on, and they'll have your back no matter what. And honestly, band it's taught me so much. It's taught me how to be a leader, how to care for others and put others' needs before yours. And obviously, I'm gonna miss Mr. Bird. He's taught me so much throughout these 4 years, and I honestly wouldn't have wanted another teacher to be a consistent teacher for 4 years of my high school career. So yeah, thank you, and I really hope we get to see each other soon, and that we get to celebrate our season face to face. Thank you. Take care.
Let's see, my most memorable moment, probably winning 3rd place in championships, sophomore year. That was pretty great. Standing in the stands and hearing Bonita High School being named 3rd place in championships for our show. That was pretty great. Let's see, most embarrassing moment, freshman year. This was before class started, and I was sitting with my friends at the table in front of the band room, and my section leader at the time, JC, she had come by, and I wanted to ask her something, and so I sort of scooted on the seat, and I felt the seat disappear from under me, and I fell off the bench and onto the floor in front of my friends and section leader. That was a bit embarrassing. No horrible injuries though. And then what I'm gonna miss the most is probably hanging out with all my friends and going to competitions and just having fun and sharing those experiences and moments. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna miss the most out of all of this.
Alright, so my most embarrassing moment was probably my freshman year. We had just run like the last rep of the night. It was the closer, and I felt something hit my face, and I wasn't really sure what it was, and I tried not to freak out about it. So then after the rep was over, I checked my face and there was nothing there. But then I looked down at my arm and there was a huge beetle just sitting there. So I freaked out and started trying to wave it away. And then once it was gone, I looked up and I saw the assistant drum major, who I didn't know very well at the time, and he was standing there looking at me like I was a crazy person. My most memorable moment was probably championships, like a lot of our seniors, because it was just a really amazing moment for everyone. Everyone was getting super emotional after the show and everything, and then we got into the stands, and they were calling out the bands, and they were getting into the top 5, and when we were all holding our breath, they called the top 4, and we all, like, cheered when the band they called wasn't us, because it meant that we had gotten to the top 3, so it wasn't our name that was called, but we cheered anyway. And then they called the 3rd place band, and it was us, and we cheered again, so it was fun. What I'm gonna miss most is probably, just the feeling of, like, being able to work with so many people to create something amazing. You really get to know a lot of the people that you work with through rehearsals and competitions and everything. And of course, being, like, with your section, you have a bunch of sectionals all the time, and you hang out with everyone. It feels like a family, and I'm gonna miss that a lot.
Hi everyone, it's so nice to be able to do this, even if it's not the traditional way of it being done, but I still love to be able to express myself and be able to see what all the other seniors and everyone in band and color guard and drumline feel, and a good way to close off this year for all of us. So to start with, my most memorable moment would have to be, of course, when we got 3rd place at championships for Coven. Because I just remember, like, really feeling like, oh my god, like, we did this and we worked so hard to do it. And, like, I just remember, like, having the medal being placed around me, and everyone was just hugging each other and crying, and it was just so happy and so amazing. And then, of course, my most embarrassing moment would be the 2018 Winter Guard Championships, when I bawled my eyes out and became a living meme, and I just wouldn't stop crying, and the pictures everywhere, but it was still, like, just such a great, embarrassing memory, but still a great one to have. And what I will miss the most is just the community and the family of it all, because every single person, you know, just, like, changed my life so much, and I learned, you know, not just about color guard and, you know, schoolwork, but just about so much about life and how to really support people and be there for people, and that's what I will miss the most, is our big family. Thank you, and I hope you guys all have a great year.
Okay, hello. It's Chris Franco, sponsored by the baritone section, and so so now let's just get right into the questions. So what is my most memorable moment from band in general? So I'll start off with that it was not a very not embarrassing thing. It was just probably, it was the most embarrassing thing. Anyways, well, second. And so let's see. So we were just, it was during the Guys and Dolls theater production, and so during that theater production, it was during the sad days of Fortnite and the dancing that ensued. And so during those times, we had the bright idea. I think it was me, Logan, Matt, Nathan Palmer, and I forget who else, and we went into the bathroom all together at the exact same time. And I don't know if we played like an audio track or something, and then so we just in unison began doing the default dance, and that was loud. Like in the default dance, I'm gonna give you some lore now. So in the default dance, you get this like clap in the beginning, and so you could ask Antonio about that. Antonio Cosio in the baritone section, also sponsored. You could ask him about that because he does it really well. And so like all of a sudden, you could just be minding your own business, walking down the hallway, and then all of a sudden you would just hear in the faint distance a little da 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 from the bathroom. Oh god! And then one of the workers heard that, and then all of a sudden we hear a knock at the door and then after the knock on the door, he cracks it open, and he's like, "What are you doing?" All of us were in this position, and it was not a good experience. Okay, so anyways, that was probably one of my most embarrassing, but also best moments in band, which was not. Man, okay, never mind. It's over. That's it.
Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. So I'd have to say that my favorite time in band, my favorite memory, has to definitely be when we took Covenant Champs and got third place. It was really an incredible result that I never expected, especially not the season before at the end of that, because that was pretty frustrating. But even not the day of, I was hoping we'd crack top 6. That was like the dream, top 6. But getting third place was pretty amazing. I never expected that. And I'm not sure if it's my favorite show I've ever done, but it's my favorite show I've done with Benita for sure. And it might be the show that I'm the most proud of because, being a section leader that year, I really felt like I had a tangible contribution to the group, and specifically my section. And it was really great to see, a lot of the freshmen really grow and become better. And the other underclassmen and everyone. It was really a special season for me. In terms of embarrassing moments, I've had more than a few, but I would say that my favorite one, just because it's pretty funny at least, not this past school year, but the school year before, with the jazz band, when we performed at the teacher luncheon during the holiday season, we were playing All I Want for Christmas Is You with Claudia Hudson. And I actually hadn't played that one since probably the first time we sight read it in class. And it's a really easy tune. But the thing is that it doesn't have a typical structure because it's a pop song. And so obviously the verses are repeated. Well, me being dumb, I honestly just forgot to take the second verse. So I wound up not playing about half of the backgrounds on the second verse until I realized, oh shoot, I just missed probably like 40% of this song. And it wound up just being mostly embarrassing because the saxophones around me, especially Bree, happened to realize that I'd screwed up and she was laughing. So it was pretty embarrassing, but it was pretty funny at the same time. In terms of things I'll miss, besides, I have to say I'll definitely miss taking people's phones at competitions because it satisfies my mouth kleptomania. And also I'm going to definitely miss marching dinkles, which are in fact the world's greatest marching shoe, and that's not sarcasm. It's definitely going to be the relationships with people. That those interpersonal relationships that you develop, it really is pretty familial. And I'm definitely going to miss, a lot, it's really a shame that the season ended the way it did. I'm missing out on a few concerts that are really special and really allow me to interact more with these people I really care about. But at the end of the day, I'm determined to see you guys one more time, and thank you.
Hi everyone, I miss all of you, and I hope I get to see you soon. I'm glad I'm able to see you guys virtually right now, but first, before we start, forgive my hair. I haven't had it cut in a few months, and I'm in desperate need of one. And I don't really feel like doing it right now, so let's get into it. My most memorable moments in band would be my very first year as an 8th grader in marching band, which was really a blessing and an honor to me, and it helped me want to be in band all 4 years of my high school career. But my other memorable moment would be winning third place in championship in sophomore year, which was absolutely amazing. And I wish I could go back to that day and relive it, because the feeling that I had when they said our school's name, I was so happy. But my most embarrassing moment, oh man, it would have to be, not with band, but with color guard, when they knocked me off at that table that I was laying on, and I had to stay completely still like a doll the entire show. And then I had to get up and walk in front of all those people. They did applaud me, but I was still a little embarrassed. The thing that I'll miss the most about band, it would just be band in general. The memories, playing music, playing the instruments, doing the things I love, the competitions, football games, going out to eat after competitions and football games, everything. I've made so many memories with band that I know I'll never forget them, and because of band, I'm never gonna forget my 4 years in high school. Like, because of you guys, I have found a family outside of my church family as well, and because of you guys, I've made really close friendships, really close bonds with all of you, and I just want to say thank you for making my 4 years and my senior year one of the best.
Hi there, guys. Yes, here, full-fledged senior. Alright, so my most memorable moment would be like most everyone else, with winning third place for championships. That was fun. It was amazing. Waiting for them to call out, having a heart pumping, seeing the seniors at that time crying. It was the most memorable moment there. Um, the most embarrassing moment was one time I got a sandwich at one of the competitions. A nice pulled pork sandwich. Well, I got something stuck in my braces at that time. Didn't know what it was. So I reach in, trying to grab it, and I found a little bolt. I opened my sandwich and I found another couple bolts. Blake Ryamaki was sitting behind me, and he stared at me in horror and disgust, saying, why are you eating bolts? I'm like, I don't know. Pretty funny. It was pretty funny and embarrassing at the same time. I got a refund for this sandwich also, so that was good. What I missed the most was riding the buses to competitions. Everyone would be apprehensive, like nervous, and people would be joking, playing music, having fun. And on the way back, we were always tired, but just spending time with friends and just laughing and sharing music. And sometimes at the Smudge Pod, we would sing Bohemian Rhapsody on the top of our lungs. Those were most terrible. That's what I'm gonna miss the most. Being friends. All right.
Hello there, everyone, and peace and love. This is Jacob Hunkin's Senior Story Time. So, pretty much the most memorable thing about band I remember is whenever we were having sectionals, if it was for jazz band or marching band, it didn't really matter. And Mullen would hear us and come over and listen to us for a few minutes, and then we'd finish, and then he'd go straight into telling us what we did wrong and how we should do it better. And that was always fun. Now, pretty much the most embarrassing thing about band was my ability to play something pretty good during rehearsal, and then as soon as we go on stage where it matters, I screw it up somehow, and I'm just like, oops. And then, what I'm probably gonna miss most about band is jazz band, because I always like the music that much, and it's fun. It's just a fun class. But also, there's nothing like getting up at 5 a.m. for jazz. And also, I'm gonna miss Mr. Bird's terrible taste in carbonated beverages. Thank you.
My most memorable moment from band is going to have to be all the concerts, practices, and football games and parades we went to, because all of them have their own special thing for me. I can't just pick one to have fun with. Though, there was the one with the giant thunderstorm. Most embarrassing moment has to go with when I was putting things away in the shed after a football game, and I slipped on the ramp and ripped my uniform down the middle. That was pretty funny. And what I'll miss the most is just going to have to be seeing everyone just enjoying their time, trying to become better musicians, and just enjoying being around each other. It was kind of what kept me going in band. It was what kept me staying there. Just everyone just playing for the sake of playing. Well, good luck, everyone. I'm sure you're all gonna do great. And this thing does too. Hey, look at the camera. Well, she believes in you anyway.
Hi everyone! I hope that you are all doing well in your quarantine days and taking full advantage of being couch potatoes all day, every day. I may or may not have rolled out of bed 10 minutes ago, but we don't need to discuss that. My past 4 years in this program have been absolutely incredible. I've made so many memories. I think my most memorable experience would have to be my sophomore year just altogether. You know, the successes we had that year were so incredible and an experience unlike no other. And the traditions we made from that year were also something that we carried through to this day. I think my most embarrassing experience would probably just be every day for me, because I always find a way to embarrass myself, whether that be falling down during practice or carrying a 6-foot inflatable pencil for half the season or dropping all of my equipment while trying to walk back down to the band room right in front of Mr. Bird. Or all the pictures. Oh, can't forget the pictures. Yeah. Luckily, only select few people have seen those, but hopefully we don't make that more than just a select few. But I think what I'm going to miss most is the environment and the people. There is some kind of environment that is so difficult to explain, but just the factor that we're just a big group of people coming together to create something for others to see is such a unique concept to me. So I want to thank you guys for letting me be part of this program and be part of your seasons and letting me lead those of you who I have. It's truly something I'll never forget. Bye, guys.
Be probably finals for SEPA for blind, not mostly because of the view. When you're going in, when you're walking, when you see everybody. I mean, you've experienced that a couple times. But it was especially impactful when I went in to volunteer for Vessel. You see everybody looking. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
This memorable moment had to be sophomore year finals for Coven. We had a really rough season for the drum line that entire year going into finals. We never had a really solid run.
Except for cooking. That was I remember that being really good.
Yeah, but other than that, we kind of never had a really solid run. I remember going in, I had no doubt that we were going to kill it, and we finished the show. We went through every movement. We went through first movement, I was like, that was awesome. Second movement, I was like, there we go. Third movement, we got to third movement, and I was like, we freaking did it. And we finished. And I was so relieved that our final performance was our best performance, and we could leave the field knowing that we gave it our all. And I remember I cried harder than I don't think I ever had. Yeah.
You're a crier.
I am an ugly crier, yeah. Okay. Most embarrassing moment?
I don't really have an embarrassing moment. I thought about it a lot, but the best I can come up with was preview show junior year. We were doing the our pregame lineup or stage for junior year with just a track. And I just remember calling a turn right or at the wrong time. So Bird had to stop us. And then just had us turn around and turn left again. I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, it's not that big a deal, but that's the best I can come up with. Okay. All right, what was yours? Yours was
My most embarrassing moment had to be, so it was this year's, our senior year, and we've always had the tradition since our sophomore year we started going to House of Wings after a football game. And we'd always bring all the drum line, all of our friends, and we'd just eat there. This particular football game, I wasn't feeling too good before, and Braden and I, he's a junior, we decided that we were gonna split an entire 24 boneless wings, and we just chowed down on all of it. And at the end of the night, we're like, okay, We've never tried the hottest sauce here, and earlier we saw Nico, his entire face went red, bright red, after trying this sauce. We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into, and so we dipped half of a fry. That is it, half of a fry of this hot sauce. We both down it, and then we start experiencing the heat. And like I said, I wasn't feeling too good, so I downed all of my soda, all of my water, and I started drinking everybody else's because I couldn't take it. And then I realized I was gonna throw up. So then I moved everybody out of the way, out of the tables, and then I get to the bathroom door and I just blow chunks. I'm like, it was horrible. So then another senior, Ethan, decides to come and check up on me after I threw up in front of the bathroom. I went in and I cleared everybody out of there because they were grossed out. And then maybe 2 minutes later, Braden comes in. And then Braden starts blowing chunks as well.
Into the same toilet.
And yeah, it was really bad.
What are you gonna miss the most?
What are you gonna miss the most?
I'm gonna miss most seeing all the people that I have met and have seen gone through the program, how they have progressed, especially everybody that's come after us, all the juniors and seniors, all the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. Seeing how they are when they came in and how they are when I leave the program, and then when I come back and visit, how they are when they're upperclassmen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna miss seeing their journey. I'm just gonna see where they are at different points.
The thing I'm gonna miss the most about marching band has to be each section has their own camaraderie that they bring, and being in drumline all my 4 years, I feel like we got more and more tightly knit as the years went on, with my class and all the classes before me and the classes after me. Just collectively, the entire ensemble got more and more close for the battery. And there's a lot of comfort in that, and there was a lot of friendship that brought really good memories all my 4 years that I would not give back and think about giving back.
Hey guys, I'm sad we can't all be together for the band banquet, but we gotta make this video for the band video. So my most memorable band moment has to be the time we went to championships. That was so much fun. Like just everyone was super happy and hyped just to be there and having fun and just doing good. It was really good to see our band up there like that. My most embarrassing moment has to be, I have terrible memory, but sophomore or junior year, LA County Fair. The day of the fair, we were practicing going up the access road, and I tripped on the curb and just got annihilated by my drum. That is by far my most embarrassing moment. Is just falling and just hitting my face on my harness. It sucked. What will I miss the most? It's got to be the people. I love all of you guys. It was so much fun. All you guys made it so much fun to hang out and just have fun. There was rarely any bad times. We were always happy and laughing and just marching and having fun. Even when it got bad, we still brought each other back together and put on some amazing performances. So, and I thank all of you guys for that. It was so much fun to be able to march with you guys, every single one of you. So thank you all. I'll come back and say hi.
Guys, I can't believe I'm a senior and I'm about to graduate. 4 years have gone by extremely quickly, and I'm happy about all the memories I've made because of the band. I still remember my first field show, Rain, and 66 at Savannah. I want to thank Mr. Bird for his endless support throughout all 4 years of band, and I especially want to thank all the band parents for taking time out of their days helping us with the band practices, football games, and competitions. I know all the seniors are going to pick this memory. My favorite memory would be sophomore year championships, going up in the stands and hearing the announcer call out Bonita High School, 3rd place. My most embarrassing moment of my high school career would definitely be that one festival where I missed the intro and you could hear the judges in the background and they were very disappointed in me. I'm definitely going to miss everyone in band, especially the trumpet section, and I'm definitely going to miss the late night rehearsals and early morning Saturday practices. And for one last time, oh yeah, Bearcats.
Oh, my most embarrassing moment. I've had a lot, but the one that's coming to my mind right now is sophomore year. I was getting my instrument, and as I was walking there, the drum major that year, Blake, went for a high five, and this is when we had the stand racks next to the flute cabinet instead of on the stairs. And so as I was going for the high five, I sliced my leg about this much on my shin the day before Smudge Pot, and I was limping everywhere, and I fell over. Everyone was looking at me, everyone was laughing, and but most people were not surprised because I keep falling all the time. So yeah. Next question.
Most memorable.
My most memorable moment. Again, there's a lot, but as of right now, the most memorable is when I messed up during the festival on my solo. I squeaked. I don't even know what happened. My hand cramped and I hit the wrong note, and then like 3 people looked at me. Bird was one of them, and he was like,
Bird said,
yeah,
you
so
look disgusting.
yeah, that was pretty memorable, and I was really embarrassed, but I laughed about it later, so it was fine. What I will miss the most is playing music with everyone, just making music, like a different type of music than that I'm used to. I'm also gonna miss all my friends, and yeah, just band in general. And that's it.
My most memorable moment in band was this past year's You've Been Band. I remember sitting on the bus. I was sitting next to Chris Franco, and all of a sudden my leg was like soaked, and I didn't know what it was from. I thought maybe like I spilled a water bottle or something. No, I look over, Chris's baritone is turned this way, and all I see is a bunch of his saliva spilling out of that thing all over me. I let him know this was happening, and he decides to flip it and dump it more all over me. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. What's the next question?
Most embarrassing moment.
Okay, my most embarrassing moment was when I was in the band room during intervention, and me and Ashley were about to leave the band room, and I went to step down off of the like risers, and my foot did one of these things, and next thing I know, there's a bunch of freshmen laughing at me. My ankle is in pain, and stands are falling into each other. Helm even started laughing at me. And so I'm so embarrassed. I go to run out of the band room. I was like, I can't be in here, I can't be in here. And then I hear Ashley go, encore, do it again, one more time. Everyone lost it after that. And I booked it out of there. That was my most embarrassing moment. What's the last question?
What will you miss the most?
I'll miss her and whatever that thing is doing back there. I'm gonna miss my friends the most out of everything. Like everyone that I met, because y'all my only friends at Bonita. Okay, bye.
So my most memorable moment during band would definitely be getting 3rd place at championships my sophomore year. It was just that day. It was so special. From the morning rehearsal to the runs before that we had, and the run in general. It was just so hype. And after the run, I just saw tears of joy and happiness everywhere from everyone. Everyone put in their all, and it was just a great time. And when the results were announced, it was honestly the most memorable moment I've ever had in all of band. And The most embarrassing moment that I've had in band was also during the Coven Championships. That was when one of the trees broke, and during the show, when I was going to my spot to get moved with the tree, I couldn't find my tree, and I was freaking out because I thought I forgot my spot, and I couldn't find the tree. But as when the show kept going, I just had to go behind someone else's tree, and everything went on normally. But I thought that was one of the most embarrassing moments. And something that I'm gonna miss the most about band is the activity in general, and just all of the friends and people that I've met over the past 4 years of band. I know I know it's bad that it had to come to an end like this, but I hope we're all able to persevere the next years coming on, and for the program.
Question. What's your most memorable moment? My most memorable moment was performing at Champs and getting off the field. All of Drumline was crying because we were all so proud of what we have accomplished, and we knew that that was our best run and that we were gonna get that medal that we wanted. And it was funny because we were all just bawling our eyes out, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, are you guys okay?" And we were like, "Yeah, we're fine. We just did our best." Yeah, that was so much fun. I felt so proud. I've never felt that proud in my life before. Second question.
Oh, most embarrassing.
Most embarrassing moment. So my most embarrassing moment was my freshman year. We went outside during first period to like fix a set. We were all moving in pods, and I was in the pod with like 2 other clarinets and like I think 2 or 3 other sousaphones. And I usually never made that like backwards move, so I hauled this time. And as I was hauling, I stepped on one of the sousaphone's foot, and when I realized I couldn't get off. I was just kind of like I froze. I didn't know what to do. And he couldn't move backwards, so he fell and he rolled with his sousaphone on, and he got up and he was like cussing me out, walking back to the band room all pissed off, and I felt so bad, but that's what happened. Last question.
What do you miss the most?
What I miss the most? I think the most, my friends, being able to hang out with them, being able to be forced to hang out with them. I don't know, we just made so many memories, and it was so much fun. All those long bus rides and those practices, messing around and then getting yelled at for messing around, and just working as a team and being so like proud and happy after we left the field knowing that we gave it our all. That's it all.
Hi, my name is Charlotte Gray, and this is COVID-19 season, guys! Yay! So my most memorable moment is when we got first place at my freshman year's competition field season. My embarrassing moment is when, you know those stairs at like, when you first enter the band room and there's stairs? I walked down the stairs and I fell straight down. No one saw, but still it was embarrassing to me. What I will miss most is the competitions and like getting to know all the girls and like the band. Yeah.
So for my most memorable moment, I'd have to say that was getting 3rd place in Champs for Coven. I mean, I think a lot of us are going to remember that for a long time. I think my most embarrassing moment was this one time freshman year. We were learning a new set, and we were all really close together, and I tripped and face planted out of nowhere in the middle of rehearsal. I think aside from all the friends I've made along the way, the thing I'm going to miss most about band is getting to stand up front in front of everybody else and shouting for everybody to take attendance.
Well, hello, my name is Max, of course, the cooler Max, and I guess we'll get started with some questions. My most memorable moment would have to be in sophomore year. For one of my secret buddy gifts, I got a little plastic guitar with like plastic strings, and it could barely make a tone, or like a tone at all. And I remember after
one competition late at night while on the bus ride home. Me and my friend Brandon Vigil were just making little tunes and like making little songs, and I just kept on strumming away on the small little guitar. And I mean, at the end of the night, my fingers were all like blistered and stuff, but there were a lot of laughs and just so much silly jokes. My most embarrassing moment is also in sophomore year, and it was the day after The Last Jedi came out, and I had like this Jedi robe and 2 lightsabers, and I went up to Max's quad drums, and everybody was like doing their stretching and breathing, but I went up to Max's quad drums and like I unsheathed the lightsabers, and then I accidentally hit like drums 3 and 4, and it made a really loud sound, and everybody looked back, and I was like really scared, and I just ran into the back of the closet. I would say I'm going to miss all the practices with the drum line and marching band. I just really enjoyed all the late night practices under the lights or in the gym, and it was just like one of the best things to do something with your friends.
My most memorable moment in band was definitely at championship sophomore year. My section leader, Sam, I'm sure the seniors remember him and some of the juniors. He was ecstatic that we had made it so far in champs and we weren't called for 9th place or 10th place. And so by the time we were called for 3rd place, he was just absolutely overjoyed. And he just started grabbing the railing in front of him and shaking it. And I don't know how he moved it because it was in cement in the bleachers, and he was shaking it so hard it was moving. And it was just, a sight to see, because I don't think I've seen a human show that much pure, unadulterated joy since then. And it's just, you don't forget something like that. And for most embarrassing moment, there's no shortage of them, because I'm me. Everything I do is embarrassing in retrospect. But it was probably for Ready Player One last year. And before our one competition, mind you, I decided to have an Italian meatball sub from Subway. And what I didn't know then is that I have IBS, which pretty much messes up my stomach. And a couple hours after I eat it at the competition, T-minus 15 minutes to showtime, that, how do I say it? That sub starts to fight back. And I was, just experiencing some of the worst cramps I've ever felt in my entire life. Like, to the point where I was welling up with tears, and I was just panicking, and a lot of that I just chose to forget because it was so embarrassing. So I wouldn't recommend eating Italian meatball subs from Subway. And what I'll miss the most is, there's a lot of things, but I would say the bond you make with your section. That's something that just sticks with you for years after you leave. I'm assuming. I haven't left yet. But, the friendships I made in that section are, irreplaceable.
Alright, most embarrassing memory. I'd say probably besides all the football game voice cracks or trying to get the band's attention, my most embarrassing memory would probably be my freshman year. We were about to march onto the field for a rehearsal before our competition in the morning, and our drum major Brianna called mark time hut, and so I yelled hut as loud as I could because I thought that was the right thing to do, and I was like, yeah. And then 0.2 seconds later I realized that no one else said hut, and I was instantly so embarrassed, and I just remember my section leader Sam behind me being like, so yeah, I'm not gonna forget that one. And I guess another one would be at the homecoming football game. They had these big firework things, and they just kept randomly going off. And so I remember during the fight song, one of them randomly went off, and it was right next to the box where I was standing, and Lad, our little mascot, he was on my box, and and then I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, Lad. So I was trying to conduct and move the box and save Lad at the same time, and oh my god, I just wish I could have seen the look on people's faces when they were playing and seeing all that going on. Oh man. Okay, I know I'm running out of time. Favorite memory would probably be just hearing Bonita High School get 3rd place at championships. my sophomore year, and then for the winter season, seeing us get, you know, make finals and having the confetti guns go off, that was just amazing. And what I'm gonna miss the most is probably the people, for sure. The friendships that were made during my experience in marching band are just invaluable, and I really think that the experiences and the people that I've met have really helped build my character and everything. I wish the best for the program in the future. I hope you guys can hang in there. I know things have been tough lately, but I can't wait to see where the program's going to be headed after this.